Candlewick on Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Bluefish by Pat Schmatz, performed by Luke Daniels and Kate Rudd. For my two favorite Bluefish, Jeremy Schmatz and Kim Swinehart. Chapter 1. Travis stood in front of locker number 78. The clatter and bang and yammering voices pounded at the back of his head. He started the combination, slowly spinning the dial. 17, back to the left. Kablam! Something hit the locker next to his head and sent a jolt through him. He whirled, fists up and fight juice flooding. A shoe landed on the floor next to him. New white leather with a dark blue swoosh on the heel. Travis took a shaky breath in and out and wiped his hands on his pants. He picked up the shoe and looked around. The hall was full of kids talking, laughing, slamming lockers, and heading toward class, but nobody so much as looked his way. Seemed like the shoe had thumped out of thin air. Travis leaned against the locker and held the shoe sole to sole against his own. It was a size or three smaller and made his ratty Converse, edged with swamp mud, look like something he'd dug out of a dumpster. A head bobbed down the hall toward him, dipping with a one-shoe walk. The guy was small, and Travis figured him for a 7th grader, maybe even 6th. He had deep brown skin and hair cropped too short to kink, and he carried a nice new over-the-shoulder book bag. He was very tucked in and tidy, except for his shoeless left foot. His right foot wore a new white Nike. Travis waited until the kid passed, then edged up behind him. When he got close enough, he bumped the shoe into the kid's hand. The kid spun around, brown eyes big and mouth open to show a bundle of braces. Travis hustled on past, weaving into the crowd. If it were him, he wouldn't want to have a big chat. He'd just want his shoe back. First period, Travis settled into a seat on the outside row, halfway back. Social studies, Ms. Gordon. She read down the roll call, made it through to the W's, called Vita, and then tripped all over a last name. "It's Husky," said the girl behind Travis. "My public calls me Velveeta." "Think cheap cheese," called a tall guy across the room. "Ms. Gordon, you should know, Chad's kinda damaged," said Velveeta. "He repeats the same jokes over and over. I think it's a condition, but we don't talk about it." "Shut up, cheap cheese." Chad flipped her the bird behind a raised palm. "All right, enough." Ms. Gordon closed the roll book. "Chad Cormick, come on up here and pass out the textbooks." Chad dumped a text on Travis's desk as he passed by. It landed with a thud. Heavy, dense. Travis folded his arms across his chest and dropped his chin. Another school year. No way out. He slogged through a couple of hours of first day's science and math, the air pressing in hotter and heavier, the walls closing around him. Fourth period was a short one, only 30 minutes. He had reading in room 134. He hadn't had reading as a separate class since 5th grade. He stopped in the doorway of the classroom. The entire back wall of the room was a built-in bookshelf, loaded with books. Bookshelves lined the opposite wall. No windows. The ceiling looked lower, the walls closer than in the other rooms. Travis backed out, dropped his pencil and notebook in his locker, and headed for the double doors and the rays of sunlight. He pushed the door open, feet moving without stopping. He turned left, crossed the asphalt parking lot, and headed out of town. When the sidewalk ended and he was walking on gravel beside the road, he looked over his shoulder. The school building squatted behind him, spread out beyond the cars, too far away to reach out and drag him back. Travis had run away from school the first day Grandpa left him off at kindergarten, and 3 more times after that. The 4th time, he got smart and hid in a culvert, so they didn't find him for a few hours. They had to bring the sheriff in, and then Grandpa didn't think it was funny anymore. "You ditch out of school again, and the dog sleeps outside." Travis hadn't ditched again, until now. Rosco was gone, so why not? At the county highway, he took a left.